Are you someone who does all the manifestation stuff and you find that it's not really working for you? You're not getting the results that you're looking for? I'm going to explain in this video what is going on, how manifestation actually works, what it is actually all about, and what needs to happen in order for you to begin to really see the results that you're looking for, to experience the stuff you want to experience, have those kind of relationships, whether there's a certain income you're looking for, whatever it is for you, doesn't matter. The core principle applies across the board. Manifestation can get a lot of flack, and there's a lot of confusion around it because there's a lot of people that teach on it and are giving, I think possibly, maybe, I don't know if it's in their intention, but they are essentially taking advantage of people's fears and pain points and the suffering that they're in order to promote a course or a product or whatever, and giving all kinds of tools. I've seen everything from speaking to water to writing notes and putting them under your pillow, write something 3 times and fold the paper 6 times and turn in a circle 9 times, and all the different kinds of things. And these tools are all useful to the extent that they shift how you feel. So if they help you shift how you feel, then they're useful for you. But ultimately, they're not required. They're permission slips for you to feel empowered or to feel successful or to feel confident or whatever it is that you're needing to shift within yourself. What it really comes down to is you are going to attract, you're going to experience, you're going to see things reflected back to you according to who you are being. And when I say who you are being, what I'm talking about is that vibrational energy that exists, that you are. So what are you emanating? And if that's kind of confusing to you and I don't really get it, I don't get what vibration means, I don't get what energy means. Think about it when, say you walk into a room and there's a couple of people in that room, and as soon as you walk in, you feel, even though they've said nothing, they haven't told you anything, you can feel like, oh, this doesn't feel good. There's some sort of tension here, even without any words conveyed at all. You felt the energy, right? There's a certain vibration that these people, they're vibrating in. There's an energy, a frequency that they're vibrating on. And you might not necessarily be able to put words to it. You just know this doesn't feel good. So we have like a scale, if you want to look at it this way. There's a vibrational scale. A map that I like to use is the map of consciousness, mapped out by David Hawkins. And he uses emotion to map out these levels, these frequencies of vibration, starting all the way down from shame all the way up into enlightenment. Something of a lower vibration typically doesn't feel good to us. We don't like the way it feels. Things like shame and guilt, apathy, grief, fear, anger, these kinds of things. Something of a higher vibration, this feels good to us. These are things like love and joy and peace, compassion, empathy, acceptance. So depending on what we are vibrating, we label it with words. So feeling is the word we invented to describe the conscious awareness of the vibration that we're. So when we understand everything is vibration, and then we look at the law of attraction, that like attracts like, this is really ultimately what manifestation, where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. So the thing is, the universe is truthful. So this is where we get to see what's really going on, and we can say, I want to be wealthy. We can even affirm it. I am wealthy, I'm abundant, I am free, I am prosperous, I am, all the things that we can say about ourselves. But that could just be lip service. What's really going on vibrationally and energetically for us is, I'm feeling lack. I don't feel like I'm good enough. I'm not worthy. I can't do it. I'm afraid of being successful because then everybody's gonna, want to take advantage of me. We can have all kinds of things going on vibrationally. And that's what the universe is communicating with. That's what we're seeing a reflection of. So this is why, even though you're doing all the really great manifestation things that you're doing, that they might not be working, because it's essentially lip service. You're doing things, but the energy and vibration isn't coming alongside of it. So if your affirmations don't shift actually how you are feeling, then they're not really helping you. If your journaling or your vision board isn't helping you to feel the emotions that go along with the achievement of the goal that you have, then it's not helping you. And then let's go a bit deeper. And this is where I'm going to help you guys. I'm going to do a series of this in order to help you begin to make some shifts on that deeper level. So I've seen it where there's these people that work really, really hard and they don't experience the results. And then I've seen other people, they don't seem to work very hard and their results are just through the roof. So that led me to really dig in and try to understand what was going on there. And I found out under the surface, vibrationally, that the people, even though they were working very hard, they had beliefs and energy, trapped energy in their body of things like betrayal or fear or sadness or confusion, or I'm looking at, I have a list of emotions here: blaming, jealousy, shame. Shame is a big one for a lot of people. Unsupported, and the list goes on and on. And so this is energy is emanating, is vibrating within the individual. And therefore, this is what is being reflected back to them by the universe. The universe just says yes. So whatever vibrational frequency you are on, you just get more. The universe says yes. So if you're like, life is hard and things don't work out for me, but I want to be wealthy and I wish I was, I wish that I had that ideal partner, the universe just says yes. So what are you doing? Who are you being in that moment? When you want something, that implies I don't have it, right? So you're just getting more of I don't have it. If you wish for something, it's something that you currently don't have, that's maybe off in the future or just kind of like a fluffy thing in the air. And so the universe just says, yes, it's off in the future, it's a fluffy thing in the air, it's not right now. We must shift who we are being in this now moment, because this is only the moment that we are able to create in, is right now. So when we look under the surface and we start digging in, and I've worked with many clients one-on-one, and I do this as a group with people, as with individuals as well, what we see is that they might have a goal of something they want to achieve. Let's say that's a financial goal. But as a young child, they experienced, let's just say, creative insecurity. So there was something that they did as a child where it was like they created a project or an art piece or something like that, and they put their heart and soul into it, and then they showed it to their teacher and the teacher criticized it, or they showed it to mom and dad and they ignored them. And so there was this emotion of like insecure about your creation, and you trapped it in your body and you've been holding it there ever since. And so there's an energy of like, what I create isn't good enough, it's not going to work, people don't like it. And so the universe just says yes, and you keep experiencing it. That's why you see it in your reality, because it's vibrationally going on within you. So you could be completely unaware that this is happening, right? And you could be affirming, I'm successful, I'm all these things, but your vibrational field is sending out a signal of creative insecurity. And so the universe says yes to that, and you experience rejection, you experience self-sabotage, where you won't actually take action towards your goals because you're afraid of being criticized or it not working or people laughing at you or whatever. Or you experience people who don't appreciate you. These kind of people will come into your life. You might have a boss who just, no matter how hard you work or what you do, there's no validation there, there's no approval, and on it goes, because your outer world is a mirror to show you what's going on within you so that you can heal it, so that you can let it go, so you can overcome it. So what I would like to do here, I haven't done this on YouTube or Instagram or any of my channels and stuff that I have done so far, but this is what I do with people one-on-one, and also what I do with my group, my healing group that we do every week. And I go through, and when I work with an individual, I'll use muscle testing to see what are the trapped emotions that are going on within you. And we start releasing those one by one. But I connected with spirit, or whatever terminology you want to use, with myself. I use muscle testing for myself and asked me, my higher self, I'm like, what are the 7 main negative trapped emotions that I should create videos on in order to help people release this from, if they can't work with me directly or in the group or something like that, like how can I put this out for free in order to help people? The top emotions that came up were shame, abandonment, sadness, jealousy, heartache, lack of control, and shock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one emotion at a time, and we're going to talk about it, we're going to learn a little bit about it, and you're going to go on a bit of a journey with yourself in terms of where is this going on within you, and then we're going to release it together. And the method that I use is called the emotion code. And so I go through and we test and we see, what's this emotion? Where is it trapped in your body? How old were you when it was trapped? And what was the experience that you had that you actually felt an overwhelming quantity of that emotion? Typically, when we trap an emotion, it means pretty much it overwhelms our system, and we don't have the tools or whatever in order to process it and allow it to move through our body. So now we're going to look at that. We're going to see And obviously, because I'm not talking with you directly, I'm not going to be able to find the specific thing for you, but be confident in yourself that you're going to, and trust your intuition to what comes up for you is what it is, is the situation where it is in your body. And that's going to make sense as we go through here. So healing happens through intention, through witness, and through knowing. We've used the word faith before, but sometimes people don't really fully know what that word means, to have faith. But that basically that healing happens through the shift in vibration. If I take an example out of the Bible, so I grew up learning about Jesus, and there was stories of him, being this great healer, and people would come to him and be like, please heal me, or my son is sick, or I'm blind, or whatever, and Jesus would do different things in order to heal these people. Interestingly enough, Jesus himself said, "It is your faith that has healed you." Jesus didn't claim that he was this almighty healer. Other people had faith and belief in Jesus that he could heal them. But the actual thing that was healing those people was the belief in their mind. It was a shift. They were putting their faith in Jesus, thinking it was him that was doing it. But it wasn't Jesus having some magical power on them. It was that they shifted their knowingness. They went from I'm sick to I'm healed. So they went through Jesus to do it, their belief system. They didn't have the belief in themselves. But at least the belief was there. And so when we do these healing practices, I don't have any magical power more than you do. We all have magical power. It's our ability to know something to be true that creates that experience for us. And that is what healing is. And I know this because I see it happen all the time. I see people healed. I've had clients who have been in tremendous pain, and we've released trapped emotions, and that pain has instantly gone away, and it's been there for years. And I've seen people's financial situations change. I've seen relationships change, all the stuff. So I'm in this knowingness of the ability to create whatever reality you want. And so I'm vibrating at that frequency. So what's happening here, and this is what any healer is doing, and Bashar has talked about this as well. If you don't know who Bashar is, go look him up. He's super cool. A healer vibrates at a certain frequency and basically creates a space, and it's an invitation for you to join them on that frequency. And it's up to you whether you're going to choose to raise your vibration to that level or not. It's always on that individual to choose that. So what we're doing here is we're going to go through and understand, here's an area where you've been holding on to something of a lower frequency. And I'm going to then invite you to let it go. And so that your vibration can just naturally raise. And then we're going to do that one by one on each of these videos. So without any further ado, let's dive into the first trapped emotion. So the first trapped emotion that we are going to be diving into today is shame. This is the lowest vibrational emotion on the map of consciousness. It's right down here. This is one that pretty much anybody I've come in contact with has this going on in some kind of way. Depending on your experiences, what you've been through, what you've been taught, your upbringing, you can have shame around a variety of things. You can have shame around your body, around your sexuality. You can have shame around even just the desire for money. You can have shame around what you're passionate about, what excites you. You might have been taught that you have to walk this path and this is the way to go, but you're like, this is what I want to do over here. And so you feel shame about that you don't fit in with the norm. You might have done things in your past, where you were operating at a certain level of consciousness, or maybe you didn't know any better, or you were in a place of suffering and hurt, and you might have hurt someone else, and you have shame in and around that. According the definition that I'm going to read you here for shame is coming from, again, the emotion code. And it says, shame is a feeling of being wrong, defective, or disreputable. The painful feeling of having done or experienced something dishonorable, improper, or foolish. Disgrace, humiliation, a cause for regret. The lowest vibration of all the emotions. Leads to guilt, depression, and even suicide. I want you to notice right now if there's things coming up for you where you think, oh, I'm holding on to shame around this. Like, I feel shame about this thing. You might have had some ideas pop into your mind of what this is for you. You may also have memories from your past that have popped up for you. Just allow whatever it is to come up. One of the things that can be not the most helpful in the manifestation world is just think positive. Think positive. Don't let any negative thoughts in or anything like that. And we don't want to look at it at all. But we have lightness and darkness within all of us. It's everywhere in our world. It's within each of us. And it's not something to be ashamed of or to shove down and suppress. We want to look at it. We want to see what's going on there so that we can transmute it, so that we can heal it, so that there can be the opportunity to move forward and let things go that are no longer serving us. Any negative emotion is there to tell you that you are having an incorrect perception of yourself. A negative emotion doesn't mean what you're feeling is true. It's actually helping you to understand what you are thinking and believing is not true. That's why it doesn't feel good. So shame can come up. This can be emotion. It's a very negative emotion, a very heavy, difficult emotion. And what it's telling you is you're believing something incorrect about yourself. You're perceiving yourself incorrectly, and that's why it feels so bad. And so what we want to look at is we want to see, okay, what is this shame telling me? What is this shame showing me how am I believing something about myself that isn't true? So you might be thinking, if you're having shame, say you had an experience with a partner in your past or something like that, and something went on there where you're feeling shame. And maybe the shame is coming from I did something that wasn't good, or I'm not a good person because I did this thing, or I feel not good enough because I am this way. Whatever, start to ask yourself, okay, what is the belief that I have that's resulting in this feeling of shame? I'm ugly. I'm disappointed and I don't like myself because, I keep overeating all the time. Or you might feel shame about, for example, if you're feeling shame about your body, you believe that you're not beautiful, or you're not good looking, you're not handsome. You believe that nobody wants you. You start to understand, why is the shame showing up for you? So remember what I said, the negative emotion is telling you have an incorrect perception of yourself. It is not true that you're not a good person. It is not true that you're ugly and unwanted and unworthy and not valuable. Once we see, the shame isn't there because you should be ashamed. No, the shame is there to show you what's going on within yourself that needs shifting, that incorrect perception. That's why a lot of relationships that we have are not about love. They're about trauma bonding. They're about, you fill a void for me where I'm feeling insecure. So we think, this feels so good to me. And the reason it feels so good is in that moment where you're in this initial partnership, for example, you feel loved. You feel wanted. It feels good because you're having a correct perception about yourself. I am loved, I am wanted, I am valuable, I am worthy. So it feels really good to you. And so we cling to that, and then things happen and relationships do all the things they do, but that's those dynamics that are going on there. So as you notice where the shame is coming up in your life, I want you to close your eyes right now and think about maybe the people. Maybe you're having memories of people where shame is connected with. And even notice if you feel it anywhere in your body. Is there any tension? Or is there any pain in your body right now? You might actually be having physical pain. You just become aware. Notice it. See it there. If you are a visual person, you might even notice or see some sort of smokiness, or you might see a dark energy or somewhere in your body that's representative of this shame. And then, as I've been talking already, notice the belief that you must have that would result in feeling shame. Whether that belief is something like you're a bad person. Maybe it's a belief that you're dirty, that you're not enough, that you're lazy, that you always mess up. that you let people down. You're not dependable. Whatever that is for you, just take notice of it. And then as you are becoming more aware of what these belief systems are that you have that are resulting in this emotion of shame, what would be the opposite of that? So if you've been believing that you're dirty, that you're a bad person, you're not good enough, etc., then the opposite of that would be, I'm a good person. I am love. I am light. I am worthy of good things. I have a good heart. And start to perceive yourself in a correct way. And you might be very stubborn in believing and perceiving yourself incorrectly, that you're not good enough and that you can't do it. But you have a choice right now to shift that, because you are going to get a reflection of who you are being, and ultimately it's your choice on who you want to be and who you are going to be and who you choose to be now. So this shame, we can actually say thank you. Thank you, shame, for revealing to us our incorrect perception of ourselves. And now that we have this information, we're able to let shame go. We no longer need it. It's done its job. We see our incorrect perception, we see our incorrect beliefs, so that we're able to now shift them to what is true. And what is true for you? I am one with all that is. I am love. I deserve good things. I am a good person. Things are always working out for me for the highest good of all. I am divine source energy, having an experience through this one perspective. And each perspective is valid. And I'm grateful for each and every one of them. And there comes a point where you forgive yourself and you forgive others in your life, because holding on to these things is only harming you and creating more suffering for yourself. So now we're going to use our imagination. We're going to use intention and visualization for, let's call it healing. But essentially, it's just a shift in vibration. It's releasing something of a lower vibration, allowing something of a higher vibration to take its place. It's a transmutation of energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It just changes form. So by bringing light to this shame, by bringing awareness to it, by seeing it for what it is, it's just a messenger. It's bringing us some information. We don't have to suppress it. We don't have to run away from it. Now we're able to transmute it. So I invite you, with eyes closed, using your imagination, see that trapped emotion of shame being released from your body. You can visualize it as maybe a black wispy smoke, it might be a dark energy form, or it can take any kind of shape or image that resonates with you. And just see it leave the body now. And as you do that, just take a deep breath in and out, and any remaining energy of shame just being released from the body. And then we'll just take a couple of seconds. We'll invite some loving, healing energy in through the top of the head, whatever color you like. Just swirling down in through the body, going to all those places, every nook and cranny, bringing healing, warm, healing energy. And as that energy is flowing through you, repeat after me. I love myself. I accept myself completely. I am one with all that is. I am divine. I'm worthy of good things. It is my birthright to be happy, joyful, peaceful, abundant, and free. love myself for who I am, for where I've come from, and I'm excited for where I'm going. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and just bring yourself back into this space, into your room or wherever you are at. And this is a very powerful exercise as we visit each of these emotions. And there's many, many more. We're just focusing on 7 in this series. And I would encourage you to go through each one. And you don't need me, you don't need these videos, you don't need any special leader or anything to help you do this. But sometimes it's just nice to have someone to join you in the process of healing and transformation and growth. Remember, it is your vibration, it's your energy that is creating your reality. So everything that you're doing is essentially going to be supporting that one thing. How can I be happy right now? How can I be in a state of vibrational energy, of success, of freedom, of love, of ease, of gratitude, of joy, of feeling alive, of bliss, of playfulness, whatever the emotion is that you're looking to feel, how do you feel it right now? So releasing of stuff like this, facing our shadow, doing journaling and affirmations and all of that, it is all meant as a support for you to be what you want to be in this now moment. Essentially, they're permission slips for you to be happy. You don't need them. You could just be happy. But for the most part, what I've noticed with a lot of individuals is there seems to be a process of going through some of this stuff before you can even believe in just being happy for yourself. So take advantage of this, utilize it. You can watch this again if you want to go through it again and you feel like there's multiple areas in your life where you're holding on to shame. You might want to address them each individually, and that's okay too. Use these videos in a way that works for you and helps you process and allow this trapped energy, these things that you're holding on to, allow them to be released. You don't need them. To the extent they are useful, to the extent that they are showing you what's going on within yourself, the beliefs that you have that are incorrect. In that way, they're very useful. But once you learn where you're off track, then the emotion can go. You don't need to hold on to it anymore. And as you do this, you're going to see that reality is going to begin showing you and reflecting you back to you different things, because you are no longer in resonance with shame. You're no longer in resonance with abandonment and sadness. You're beginning to tune into things like happiness and freedom and joy. And therefore, the universe just says, yes, can't help it. It's going to say yes to you, whatever you're in resonance with. So I encourage you, go to the next video, or maybe do one of these a day for the next 7 days and work through some of the things that you're holding on to and let them go. It's time to let them go. So we'll see you in the next video. I hope you really enjoyed that video and were able to take away some nuggets that are helping you on your journey. I am deeply committed to my mission to raise the vibration of the world one person at a time. Of course, that starts with me and my own journey and then extends through the teaching and energy and healing work that I do on a day-to-day basis. I see really 2 angles to come at this journey of evolution for us to raise our vibration so that we can experience abundance and freedom and joy, those loving relationships, those healthy bodies, all those things that you're searching for. It actually is a journey that happens from within. And on the one angle, we come at this from understanding, gaining wisdom, beginning to discover ourselves and who we really are. How does the cosmos work? What is the soul's journey? This is why I teach on YouTube and give videos on my social media, in order to gain understanding and wisdom and awareness so that we can logically move ourselves forward. The other angle to come at this is through inner work, through healing, through what has been coined as shadow work. This is why I do energy work, and I use things like the emotions code, like bioresonance, do subconscious reprogramming, brain entrainment, all these beautiful and wonderful things in order to do work inwardly to shift our vibration. When I say shift our vibration, you naturally, at spirit soul level, vibrate at a very high level with perfect abundance and freedom and joy and all those things. But what happens though through life experiences, we tend to hold on to things like limiting beliefs, traumas, fears, doubts, anxiety, stress, all this kind of stuff that is That's not you. So our journey of raising our vibration is actually a journey of letting go of that which is not us. And so that is the other angle that I utilize in order to help people raise their vibration into these places that feel really, really good. What happens over YouTube though, or over these videos, is that there can be a disconnect. You can't necessarily talk to me or ask your questions. And so you sometimes feel like you're alone. So I'm really excited to announce that I have a membership where we can meet once a week and you're able to ask me questions as well as work with other people that are like-minded and on this journey together of raising our vibration, of manifesting lives that are beautiful and wonderful, that we're so happy and excited to be alive, living our passions and doing the things that bring us a lot of joy. On those calls, I will actually work with you individually as well. For people who are wanting help, I can release negative trapped emotions right there in person. For those who would like that done, I can use my bioresonance technology in order to read your frequency right then and there and actually send you frequency that will help bring more balance for you as well. And you can also, again, ask your questions, and I share even more tips and tricks than I have available currently on YouTube on how to heal the shadow on the day-to-day when you're on your own and I'm not there with you. What are these things and practices that you can do that ultimately raise your vibration? As we shift and release that which is not us, all the money and the relationships and the love and the health, it just is a byproduct of that. It's a symbol of the shift that's happening within yourself. So if this membership is something that sounds exciting to you, you want to connect with other like-minded people, you want to connect with me and grow in community together, there is a link in the description where you're able to get more information on that and sign up, and I would love to see you there.